Hey, what's up, guys? So, I'm going to be doing things a little bit differently this time. For those of you that actually watch these, let me know if you prefer this way or how I was doing it before. Um, I had one of my buddies was telling me, he's like, uh, just mark it up with your actual entries so that people can see your actual entries instead of where I put it on thicker swim. So, that's what I'm going to do, but I want to add to it also so that I have like a little bit of a learning experience and it helps me out also. So, I didn't get a trade on Monday or Tuesday. I was super, super swamped. I started my first day trading on Wednesday. Um, had a nice little win. Still had a little bit of FOMO. So, started stuffing out here. This is where I should have been looking to short at, but I started short weakness. It bit me in the ass like normal. Um, started stuffing up here again, so then I restarted scaling in right here. I added to my size, and I got squeezed out. I should have seen it cupping the. Well, I mean, it's really making a giant cup. I should just cut it off here instead of added to the position. But I wanted to make money, and instead of like trading the process, I'm thinking about it all wrong. So yeah, I cut up here. It's stuffed again. You can't really see it because I have my markings or my boxes there. If I reshorted right here, I covered at my first target. I recycled the shares. I covered and then I covered all the way down here. And this is a nice little trade. It's nice, simple. But this is literally all I need. I just need a nice, easy trades. But I think it went to my head a little bit. I came back and I definitely overtraded the next day. So I started trading first PPSI. It's not a stock that I should have been watching in the first place. This is more of a boredom trade, and it I don't know. It sucks to admit that I should just walked away, but I didn't. I didn't, and it bit me in the ass. So I started shorting here. I should have been shorting up here. This is where I was looking to short anyways. I didn't get filled. I can't remember this had a SSR on or not, but for whatever reason I didn't get filled. I was trying to get filled here. I shorted here. I added to it here, but now it's starting to uptrend. It's making lower highs, or I'm in higher lows, and squeezed me out, making another cup pattern right here. Reshorted. I got stopped out. Went over here again. I shorted. This time I at least covered a little bit. But then I stopped break even. Then short, stop, short, and then this. I'll come back to this in a second. So remember this uh, fell right here. So I I wasn't just trading just one stock at a time. And like that's one thing I need to kind of work on is well, news. I definitely shouldn't have been trading this at all, and all of this was completely front side too. So start stuffing out here, stuffing. It's got upper wicks. It's not even really stuffing. I'm sure it was, but this thing was all over the damn place. I mean, this has got crazy range on it. I drew my trend line. I'm shorting all front side. I'm scaling in here, taking a cut. Just curling on the 9 EMA, take a cut, stuffs again. I short, I get stopped out. Short, and then this. I actually got a hit on this because of the previous one. I was in these at the same time, and the other one squeezed on me, and I was so focused on news that I didn't even realize the other one was squeezing me, and I got hit for my max loss. But I was also in um, Siegen, so Which technically, I can't remember exactly what I didn't like about the stock, if it's institutional ownership, float, or what it was. But there's something about this that I was like, I don't know if I should be shorting this. Uh, Anyways, I started in pre-market. I'm pretty sure it's institutional ownership. I'm not positive, but I shorted here. I stopped out. And I was just like, all right, you need to just stop trading pre-market, which I'm not going to be trading pre-market this next week. I'm going to be at pre-market. I'm going to be watching how the market's moving, but I'm not a good pre-market trader. Like, when these stocks start like pop, well, I mean, this one kind of did what I'm about to talk about, but like still, when they pop up and they just fade all the way down, it's like, why would you not get in pre-market? But I'm not having the best of luck, so I think that, see, like, it's funny because when you start talking about emotions, like what I just explained right there, like, it's like a battle between yourself. It's like, well, come on, dude, like, why would you not trade pre-market? Like, that's a crazy, crazy move. If I got stopped out here, but I mean, if I would have got back in, but it doesn't matter because it's got to be about the process. Like, when I try to think about the money and try forcing things, that's when everything just goes to shit. Uh, Wanted this thing to pop up a little bit higher. I wanted it somewhere around in this area. It didn't get there. It didn't even make it above VWAP. It started slamming back down. I shorted right on J lines, covered my final target. It's a perfect little trade. This is all I needed at the very beginning, but I got cuts on the other trades, and so I turned into like a revenge trade where I wanted to make my money back, and that's not how it should have went at all. So, of course, um, bringing all the bad habits back. I'm assuming, like, you talk to more advanced traders, like, they never get over their bad habits. They always stick with you. So I'm assuming, since I went through a whole year of mentoring, and I've been doing this, for almost, I guess, 2 years now. Like, just starting to seeing like little bad habits. So I saw this thing popping up, and people are talking about, like, day twos. Where I don't ever trade day twos. Never should have traded this stock, but I wanted to make my money back that it took from me the day before, and so I shorted here. I covered. I was just like, all right, cool. It starts growing my confidence a little bit, which can be good and it can be bad sometimes. I shorted up here, then started curling. I wanted this thing to fade all the way down, and I just held. I should have cut it off like in the money, and that's one thing I really need to start focusing on, is not giving back profits. If I short, even if I'm short in front side, like, take 20% off in the wash. 20% off, whatever. Yeah, maybe it's not much money or whatever, but like, when I start sizing up, it will be a decent chunk of money. That's a few $100s into a wash. And so what I need to focus on right now is the process and being disciplined, because I shouldn't have allowed this to happen. I should have cut this off in the money. Like, especially when it fell down. I never should have let it. That's like 10 minutes of stubbornness to get a loss. That's just not. That's just stupid. So then I shorted here, covered in the money. I did this one good. Then this one, just out of nowhere, it just ripped, and I uh, I was in another trade at the same time, and like, this really screwed me, because the other one would, like, I would have killed it. So I shorted here, at cut up, um, but on this other one, this is the only one I should have been focusing on at all, and so oops, so shorted the stuff. which is completely fine. What I would have liked me to do is cover a small piece just to be cautious. Lower my stop to break even instead of risking the high of the wick, which I did, and I cut it, which is good. But what I think I need to start doing, at least until I get a little bit, like I build my account up to where I want it to be, I need to start really playing defense instead of offense. I need to cover a small piece here, especially since it's following the trend too. Cover a small piece, lower my stop to break even. I would have got stopped out. I still would have made, would have paid for the locates. And then it starts popping up here, double topping. I shorted, covered. And this one kind of squeezed me out. And then I covered, and I got stopped out here because of the squeeze on news. But so what I'm going to do, which is going to be a little bit different than all the previous recaps I've done, is what I did is I went back and I did all the stocks and how I should have traded them instead of showing you how I did trade them. This is how I should have traded them, which would have been much better. Well, on some of them. I mean, this one was pretty close to how I traded it anyways. I think I took like one stop over here or whatever, but like, watch this thing popping up, but so the thing that I look for is it's got volume divergence, right? So lower volume, I see it popping up, stuffing out. If I saw a nice big heat map on Bookmap, I short here, I cover at my first target, goes back up on the back side of this. I short or recycle what I covered here. I cover my second target, third target, and I would have covered up here once it reclaimed the J lines, and that should have been how I would have traded IFMK PPSI. Honestly, like I said, I shouldn't have traded this at all, but if I did trade it, how I should have traded it was like this. So this thing starts popping up. It's got a blow up of volume. Start stuffing out lower high, risking the high. Cover at J lines. Then I lower my stop to break even. I just hold this thing. Goes down. I cover my second target. Pops back up. I reshort the stuff above VWAP, whole dollar number. That would have made my average probably somewhere. It probably would have been a little bit lower because I'm sure I would have went back in full size. So it probably would have been down about here-ish. So I would have lowered my stop to break even. Came down, covered my third target, covered my final target. Crazy trade. That would have been absolutely beautiful. Then, like I said, I should not have traded news whatsoever. So I didn't really put anything on here because I really shouldn't have traded this thing at all. Like the only real entry would have been like right around here, like 750s, lower volume than here. Volume's kind of dying out, but it's 12:30. I mean that's outside of my time. This wouldn't have been a horrible trade. The volume's dying out. 130 at J lines. Curl down of the 9 EMA. But like at the same time, like that's not A plus either. Like honestly, there really is not anywhere I should have traded this thing at all. At least not for me. I'm sure that other people could have found something. Then day two, I don't touch day two, so I should have stayed away from that. CGen, honestly, the same way that I did trade it. I think I traded it perfectly. I had the stuff. I shorted, cover. Simple, easy. Like you're done by 10 o'clock. Nice, simple, easy. Um, and then once again, news was on Friday. I shouldn't trade day two. Um, I can't remember why Jay didn't want to trade this one, but I, I I liked it, so I would have traded this. Like stocks around like the $3 area are kind of like my sweet spot. I like the stocks like $3, $4, $5, perfect for me. Um, so I was shorted here after I saw the volume topping off, like a huge blow up of volume, like way higher than the other ones. Um, Shorted here, risking the high. I would have covered, recycled, covered, recycled, cover, and then I would have covered the last little piece. I would have trailed with it when it reclaimed, start clearing up, reclaimed the 1 minute J lines, and that would have been it. That would have been my week, and I would have done a much better job. So I think this next week I really need to just focus on like being calm and patient and just follow the process. Like I get down here and I got a lot of stuff that kind of came up, and so I was just like, oh, I can fix this problem with money from the stock market, and that's not how that works. And I feel like I'm not ready to go full time right now. So I'm gonna trade every day, and we'll be watching every day. But I think that I'm just gonna kind of figure something else out down here and start giving myself more time. I think that I'm ready to make this definitely a part-time job, but definitely not a full-time job yet. I think I just proved that this last week, and so I uh, I think that I will yeah, just keep studying. I keep on doing this kind of stuff. If this format, this way of doing it is good, better, let me know. Um, if not, then I'll just go back to how I was doing it. But then at the end, I'll go back, I'll clear everything, and then I'll go back over how I should have traded it. I think that will be good for me because then it'll be a way for me to study what I did and adapt. So, anyways, I hope you guys have a good week, and I'll be back next week. Later.